Hello and welcome to this episode of All Monsters Go to Space, as today we'll be talking about Tokyo Ghoul. So Tokyo Ghoul started off as a manga, but due to its immense popularity has been adapted into an anime and even a live action movie. But what really caught my attention was the ghouls themselves, as though ghouls first appeared in Arabian mythology and were used in Western literature as far back as 1786 in William Beckford's novel Fabric. The ghoul is often passed over in modern popular culture for other supernatural creatures with similar aspects like the zombie and vampire, so I thought it'd be interesting to see how the ghouls in Tokyo Ghoul differ to their traditional interpretation. So let's first off establish what exactly a ghoul is. Now a ghoul is a person, normally someone who lived a sinful life, who is returned from the dead as a shambling, mindless, reanimated corpse that feeds on the dead bodies of humans. And this hunger for dead bodies is insatiable, and so can be found in places where there are bodies for them to feed on. For example, graveyards, most commonly. They are very hard to destroy as they are already dead. So like with zombies, the main way to put them down for good is decapitation. And while we're on the subject, the more intelligent ghoul will use bodies to replace parts of their own bodies that are rapidly decaying. You may think that as they only feed on people who are already dead, that they pose no threat to the living. But you would be wrong, as they are extremely aggressive and will kill and eat anyone or anything that enters into their territory, including other ghouls. Which is why, unlike zombies, you would never see a horde of ghouls, as they would simply destroy each other. So how does this compare to the ghouls in Tokyo Ghoul? Well, though they still feed on corpses in order to survive, with the occasional ghoul thrown in for good measure, as normal food tastes disgusting and is even harmful to their health, this hunger is not as insatiable as their traditional counterparts, as the ghouls in Tokyo Ghoul only have to feed on bodies once a month in order to survive. But here is where things really differ, as instead of the ghoul being a reanimated corpse, the ghouls in Tokyo Ghoul are actually born ghouls, and are able to blend into human society and even have their own subculture, as they look no different to humans unless they are in their predatory form. Their predatory form consisting of them having red eyes, and a cogone that comes out of their bodies from a predatory organ, and has a different appearance depending on its location. For example, if located on the neck and shoulders, the cogone will look like a pair of wings or wing. If on the back, it will take the form of tentacles. On the lower back, it will look and act like a sort of tail, or it could even be located within the armpit, where it looks more similar to a blade encasing the arm. But as interesting as these cogones are, they are unique to the ghouls in Tokyo Ghoul and are completely absent from the ghoul's original interpretation. However, there is something that is quite interesting, as in Tokyo Ghoul, a big part of the ghoul's subculture is to create elaborate masks in order to hide their identity. This is interesting because in the 1700s, grave robbers were sometimes referred to as ghouls, who would also wear masks to hide their identities, and could very easily be a reference to this dark part of history. So as you can see, there are very few similarities between the ghoul's original interpretation and what we see in Tokyo Ghoul. So as always, if you've enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the comment section and on Twitter.